You know what's crazy? Some of the upgrades people think will add value to their home actually destroy it. I don't mean by a little. I mean, you could spend like 50 grand on a project and get less money, much less, for your home when you go to sell it. Why? Because the market doesn't care what you spent. It only cares what buyers value the time you're selling it. So if you do something in 1980, you say, oh, it was a new kitchen, I did all this stuff to it. It's now 2025. And the real kicker, making the wrong choices now can literally slash tens of thousands off your resale value. So if you're even thinking of selling in the next few years, this video is going to save you from making some very costly mistakes. And you know, I'm an advocate of starting earlier than you think. That's right. 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years in advance. I have about 50 people who are going to be selling in the next 2 years we're working with right now to prepare their home for sale. That's crazy. Yeah, but that's what we do. And that's what's going to make you the most amount of money. And I'm the only one out there who talks about this. So let's go. Let's talk about over-the-top luxury kitchens. You know, everybody wants the dream kitchen, right? But let me tell you, if you go overboard, it's one of the biggest traps. So if you rip out a perfectly good cabinets, for example, to install a $75,000 custom Italian kitchen, buyers aren't going to care about your imported marble backsplash or your chef's range that costs more than their car. They'll look at it and think, wow, that's nice, but I don't want to pay for it. And it's not even trendy. It's like grandmom's kitchen, right? So according to Remodeling Magazine's Cost versus Value report, I love that magazine. It's really good. You should read it. A minor kitchen remodel averages a 72% return on investment, but a major upscale remodel that's flashy and not relevant, only 31%. So you have to keep it tasteful, keep it modern. Don't design it for you, design it for resale. Neutral, clean, and functional always beats flashy and over-personalized. Now, I suggest if you're going to do a kitchen remodel, do it like 5 or 6 years before you're going to move. This way you're going to be able to use it and it doesn't get beat up and it's still new with the trends. Very key point right there. Write it down there. Okay, next one, eliminating bedrooms. This one drives me absolutely bonkers because people knock down walls to make a giant master suite or a walk-in closet that looks like a department store. I've seen it. And they just destroyed one of their biggest selling features, bedroom count. Appraisers and buyers both put huge value on the number of bedrooms in a house. A 4-bedroom house will always sell higher, guys, than a 3-bedroom. Even if that 3-bedroom has a jaw-dropping closet or bath, I don't know, whatever else you put in there. So if you're going to do it, make sure you can put it back easily, all right? That wall can go right back. Because I've had a seller before, he spent 20 grand to expand their master suite. They brought me into their home. He says, look what I did. I'm like, but guess what? Buyers compared it to a 4-bedroom homes in the area, not 3 bedrooms. So if all the homes around you in your neighborhood have 4 bedrooms and you only have 3, you're going to lose value because of that, okay? And they lost about 50 grand, this couple. So a tip for you, if you need the space, fine, but don't eliminate bedrooms unless you're never planning to sell. Or, like I said, you can put it back. Put it back. So what I always do, if there's something like that's happened, I market it as a 4-bedroom, even though it only has 3, but we'll say, oh, we'll put the wall back before settlement. I'm like, oh, well, that's good, you know, because then they think, well, they'll put it back. But maybe somebody might want the 3-bedroom. And so it's good to have both ways, all right? And that's a pearl. That's marketing. Marketing is marketing something that you don't have to make it look what people are looking for. And that's why I get paid the big bucks, because of creative marketing. That's why you want a real deal agent on your side, and I can help you find one if you're not in my area. Next, swimming pools, especially in the wrong market, the wrong place in the United States. It's a big hole in the ground in the middle of your backyard. It's called pools, right? And the truth is, in some parts of the country, like Florida, Arizona, pools are a selling feature. But in the Northeast or Midwest, a pool can kill your resale value. People ask me why, and I say, well, because half your buyers will see maintenance, liability, heating bills. Family with little kids don't like it. They may see it as like a safety issue. So if you're adding a pool strictly for your enjoyment, go for it. But don't fool yourself into thinking it's an investment. Most of the time, it's a lifestyle choice that narrows your buyer pool. And if you do add a pool, don't skim. Make sure you do it the right way. You know, don't make a cheap pool. Over 10 years, it's going to be crap. And people are going to want to buy a big hole in the ground. I just tried to sell a house where the pool was empty and it took off a couple $100,000 in value. It was bad. Why is it bad? Because all people could see is a big hole in the ground, and it's going to take forever to get it fixed and thousands of dollars. So if you want to put a pool in, give me a call. Let's talk. Number 4, over-personalized design choices. What's that? Well, right now, buyers want neutral, flexible spaces. They don't want a jungle-themed bathroom, bright purple walls, or a $10,000 built-in aquarium in the family room. And the worst offender is super specific tile and flooring. Oh, don't do it. Because once you install something really permanent like tile and it's trendy, you're locking in a style. And when the trend dies, buyers immediately start calculating the cost to just rip it out. So my advice, keep the permanent finishes timeless. And if you want wild design flair, do it with paint or decor, something you can redo easily. It's cheap to put up and it's cheap to change. All right, very important. Number 5, garage conversions. Turning a garage into a gym or an office or extra living room seems like, oh, that's a good thing to do until you go to sell it. Buyers love garages. They love having the garage in a car or for storage or for tooling around or for their junk. And the second you get rid of it, you've cut the buyer pool in half, especially in suburban markets where garage space is non-negotiable. A garage conversion might make sense if you're desperate for square footage, but trust me, buyers see it as a loss, not a gain. So if you do a garage conversion, make it sure it's like an in-law suite with a bathroom. You'll make a lot of money back off of that because there's merging families right now where parents are coming to live with their children, and it's so important to have that extra space for you. Then you could use it and we could sell it as a bedroom, like an in-law suite. The word in-law suite is so hot right now, and it's going to be that way for many years. Number 6, your do-it-yourself additions and unpermanent work. I see it all the time. It's brutal. Unpermanent work can tank your home's value. Not only that, you might not be able to sell it because buyers don't want to inherit your risk, and townships require permits, a lot of them. Banks don't want to finance it, and appraisers, they might not even count that square footage. Imagine if you added a beautiful sunroom, but because you skip permits, it doesn't count in your appraisal, and buyers are scared of future legal issues. Boom, tens of thousands of dollars down the drain. Always pull permits, do it right, or don't do it at all. I have many issues like this where I go into a house and this is the problem. And if it's a relocation buyer who's buying your home, the relocation company is going to require to see permits. Sometimes some townships don't ask for that. They don't come in the house. A lot of them around here, I would say 50% will come in and they'll want to see permits, but some of them don't. So on the seller's disclosure here in Pennsylvania, there's a question. Were permits pulled when you did this addition? Yes or no? Well, if you say yes and it's not, you can get into a lawsuit later on. And number 7, high-end tech or over-customization. Now, smart homes, they're really hot right now, but don't go crazy with built-in tech. It's more of a trap. Why? Because tech gets outdated faster than avocado-colored refrigerators did in the 70s. Remember those? A $30,000 home automation system installed 5 years ago is practically worthless today. And worse, buyers might see it as a hassle. They'll need to rip out and replace. So stick to simple, upgradable smart features like thermostats, doorbells, security cameras, not permanent, overbuilt systems that age like milk. All right, so there you go. Let's tie it all together. The bottom line. What's the bottom line here? The upgrades that destroy resale value are usually the ones where sellers think only about themselves, not the market. So the key is to balance enjoyment with broad appeal. So if you're going to do these things way before you're going to sell, then do them, and then you have to redo them again before you're going to sell. So if you're going to sell in the next 3 to 5 years, every major decision should be made with your future buyer in mind. And that's what I do with my clients. I've worked with this couple, empty nester, for 5 years, and they just settled. It was so much fun going through the whole process with them. And over the whole 5 years, they referred us at least 7 or 8 people who went through our whole system. It's called the Real Deal Agent System, and it's amazing. And that's how I built my whole referral program, training Real Deal agents all over the United States, because I personally connect my listeners to YouTube to realtors who have gone through my program. I vet them for you. I don't just go through the directory and pick out a random name, or I stick with them the whole time and make sure that they do the job the way we do it with a timeline. You're going to sell in a year? Okay, well, today we're going to do this, and this month we're going to do that. and keep in touch with that. And how we do that first is I will come into your house with my cell phone or my Zoom in my computer, and we'll do a room by room together. We'll go through the house and we'll take a look at it, and we'll make sure, you know, all the things that you could be doing. We'll make a list, and then I'll find a realtor who I can match you up with that knows how to handle what you have, because you need to find somebody who understands you and your needs, not just some guy up the street. Now, you might know somebody like your cousin's uncle Susie who sold only 3 houses. Well, maybe that person, I should call them first. And make sure I call the person you're thinking about first, and then I can vet them for you. Okay, we work together. So just go to realdealagent.com, that's Real Deal Agent, and getting calls every day. It's a lot of fun. Because the last thing you want to do is do all these upgrades and then money will go down the drain because you didn't really do the right ones. So don't get trapped by the myth that every upgrade adds value. Some do, some don't. Some will absolutely crush your resale value. But upgrades aren't the only hidden danger when selling. The fine print in your contract can quietly drain thousands from your equity without you even realizing it. So check out my next video, Sneaky Clauses in Real Estate Contracts, the shocking fine print that could cost you thousands, to see exactly what to watch out for before you sign.